to the RunnerX Podcast, where we talk about all things running. As many runners know, it's 90% mental. So join Coach Valerie and Coach Caroline as we go through the mental side of running. Welcome back to the RunRX Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Caroline, and I'm here with Coach Valerie. Coach, I love, we get a lot of these like little things that'll give us trends and running ideas. And one that popped up today that I went, ooh, this is a good one, is how to love running after 40. And of course, my first question is, well, we're both over 40 and you love to run, and I'm trying to get my encouragement back into it. And I will say right off the bat, what I need to do is to start over with you and go through the immersion and take it step by step and being open just to learning the movement again of running. But can you talk about that? I mean, we have a large percentage of our members are running over 40, and they do love it now, don't they? So how do you get them to get to that point?
I'm just laughing at how 40 seems so young now.
Yeah.
But when I was 40, it didn't seem like it. So what's interesting is one thing I will say is I have taken a lot of women in their, I'll say women more than men, in their 40s seems to be the year where they're like, I want to go to Boston, or I really want to finish my first marathon. Like there's a lot of bucket list goals that seem to hit around the 40 mark. And then here's the reality of 40. Can you love running again? Absolutely. And you should love to run. The challenge in the 40s is this is when you start to feel things like twinges and maybe I need to warm up a little bit and I never needed to do that before, or I'm not hitting, my times like I used to hit. So if you've been a runner for years, or you were competitive in your early, say you were competitive in college or in your 20s, sometimes the 40s will start to, let you know
Right.
you're starting to hit some age difference. And the great part, by the way, of what we do. So we teach you how to be a more efficient mover. And the best part is once you learn how to be more efficient, then what happens as you age, 40s, 50s, 60s up, is you have to be you're more aware of your movement, and then you do things around the movement. Yes, you have to warm up. Yes, you have to do some mobility work. And guess what? You have to strength train. And these things start to show up in your 40s. And the reason I say that is because, I've done this all my life, but I tell people when I was in my 20s or my 30s, I didn't have to. I never had to warm up. I didn't have to stretch. I felt good all my runs. It's just, it just did. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, that's strange. You know, I don't know, whatever you start to feel. By the time, by the way, I was in my 40s, I'd already been coaching pose for like 20 years. It's like, so I had already gotten there. But the fun part with your 40s is actually you're more patient. You're actually more willing to be like, okay, I'll spend a little extra time on the self-care and the strength. And I want to say this real quick about strength training, because there's a lot of noise about strength. So for example, I had a chat with one of our members the other day, and we do provide strength training with RunRX. And I just start with body weight. And you can go from body weight to dumbbells, to kettlebells, to barbells. You can add load. But like anything else, like I wouldn't put you out for a bunch of miles till I felt comfortable with your running. It's the same thing with strength. You should start with body weight and then load. And I talked to someone the other day, and because, again, of the internet, all the people using Chat GPT and everything out there, she was following a strength training for runners plan that she had found on the internet. And it was almost an hour long. I'm here to tell you guys that unless you're in a class, for example, like you're in a class that has it, that they're doing it for you, if you will, right? There's a warm up, there's a cool down, there's instruction. By yourself as a runner, you really don't need to spend an hour of weightlifting, of strength training. And she sent me the plan, and I was like, wow. It was too much for her. And I say this, and so anyway, I took her plan and I made it a RunRX plan that she already had access to. But here's the challenge. In her mind, she thought, gosh, how is that enough? So, right? So this is the thing to understand, guys, especially as you start to get a little bit older. If running is your goal, then everything else is to supplement your running, your strength, your mobility work, the drills I give you, it's to supplement your running. Because if all of a sudden you start doing 3 to 5 hours a week of strength, well, then now that means that your goal is to be a bodybuilder or strength trainer. You see what I mean? So you have to look at what the goal is. And by the way, I have a lot of clients that do CrossFit, they do high rocks, they do strength specific work. So then we're having a different conversation. The reality, though, is that like a general runner, like this woman that I was talking to, well, the problem is, and she admitted it, because the plan was an hour at a time, she wasn't doing it. Because then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have another hour. Or if I have an hour, I'm going running.
Right.
So that's the thing with your 40s is time management is big. And you start to take, especially depending on, if you're working, your kids, all that, you might only have 1 hour. And so I tell people that the supplement work I give you, because I want your run to be the important part, is time managed so that you can fit it in. And that's the best part, guys, of strength training, mobility work, and skill drill training that we give you. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. There's really, I mean, I have some longer workouts, of course, but the reality is to learn how to do a good movement and use it for your benefit, for bone density, for strength, for elasticity, for the stuff you need for running. Just make sure that it's complementing what you're already doing.
Right. Absolutely. So, guys, if you are looking to get back into a love of running, even if you're not over 40, I don't care if you're 75, I don't care if you're 35. The point is that it's hard to kind of get started. And the biggest thing we have found, those that have real success with us come in with an open mind, and they take especially that first 30 days to just learn how to do the movement correctly. They check in every week. They maybe come on a Zoom. They make sure to do their gait analysis. And if you can do that, you will learn to run pain free. Absolutely, 100%. I have no qualms saying that there's absolutely no way you won't learn to run pain free. Now, if you come in and you don't check in or you don't do the work, that's not to say that you won't get something out of it, because I think in some ways just listening to Valerie just helps you change your brain. It helps you like reframe things. But we want you to come in, and we really want to have you learn how to run pain free and get back into loving running again. And if you'd like to know more, go to the App Store on your Google or your Apple iPhone and go under RunRX, find RunRX Academy. That's RunRX. We're also on the web, but the best place to find us is through the app. Sign up, you'll get some free content there, but you'll also be able to sign up for the membership and be part of our community that is now in the app. It's no longer on social media, it's all in the app, and it keeps you focused on your running journey. We would love to have you in the membership, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the RunRX Podcast. If you'd like to know more, join us at www.runnerx.fit. And if you have additional questions that you'd like answered on the podcast, email us at support@runnerx.fit.